Good morning, ladies and gents. Well, what can I say? It's been a while, hasn't it? Welcome back to another video. Now, the eagle-eyed viewers of you guys will notice that there's a couple of changes, particularly to the channel name. Yes, that's right, we've changed the channel name to something that kind of reflects the new content that I hope to bring you guys now in the coming years. RC is still very much in my heart. It's something that I'm still very interested in, and we're in the midst of the coronavirus lockdown at the moment, so I've found myself with a little bit more time than I normally would, which has got me, it's re-sparked my interest for the RC hobby. So I figured today we would have a little look, see what RC cars I've still got, and give you guys a little update on what I need to do to the cars, some of them to get them working, some of them working fine, some of them need a few things doing to them, and also have a little brief chat at the end about what kind of content and what different things I want to start bringing you. And the name of the channel is kind of going to give it away a little bit, and for those of you who follow me on Facebook, for those of you who don't, please do, you'll have a little bit more information, a little bit of a sneaky peek, of course, of what I want to start to bring you guys. So I'm going to go and drag the RC cars over and show you what's in my collection. It's not massive anymore, and they've been sat in the garage for quite a while, a couple of years, 3 years I think. And then in a little bit later, probably in the next video, we're going to attempt to start the nitro engines up, and then we're going to get some parts and do some repairs on the ones that I put away damaged. So let's go and have a look. Okay, so here we are in the spidery garage. I do hope there's no spiders. The other day I was in here, there was a massive spider. Safe to say that I very swiftly left. But anyway, so we're in the garage. There's a mixture of stuff in here. It's not just RC stuff. You know, there's all kinds of rubbish and all kinds of things. So let's have a little look. Let me just turn the camera around. So here's the RC area, and you notice there's actually some stuff down here as well. We'll talk about that in a second, but along the top here there's a couple of them I can't even remember the name of. This one, can't remember, some kind of rock crawler. It's the kind of one that's probably never going to be used again, but it looks pretty cool, so I'll probably keep it. This one, I'm very excited to get this one out. We're going to try and start this one in a minute. Actually, I don't think I can because I haven't got the batteries, but we'll have a look. So this is the Hubba 7. We'll drag that down in a minute, have a little closer look. The Nanda MB5 buggy, very nice, 1/8 scale, SH21 engine. We probably can start that one because it's got a pull start. As far as I'm aware, this one doesn't need anything doing to it, but we'll have to drag it down in a second, have a look. This one, the 81BL, nice little buggy, very fast, brushless motor. Again, I don't think anything needs doing to it. We'll have a look in a moment. Here's the 1/10 scale that I built myself. For those of you who didn't watch that video series, check it out on. Yeah, so this one I built myself. It's got, I think it's got the Vertex 18 engine in it. As far as I can remember, we just did the tune-in, the break-in, and then I kind of took a break from all of this, so it sat there for a long time. Various different RC radios, receivers, stuff like that. A little 1/16 scale brushless. This one's a sad one. This is the one that ran away and blew the engine, but safe to say I have just ordered the conrod for this one, so I will do a video on replacing the conrod. So when that gets here, we'll film that, and then hopefully that can get this one back up and running. And then there's this beast. This was a lot of fun. This was sent to me by Hobby King. Hobby King sent this to me for free, and they were kind enough to let me keep it. This is a 1/8 scale brushless. This only needs one thing, and that is just one of the screws has come out on the upper wishbone here, so I just need upper suspension arm, so I just need to get a nut and a bolt and just secure that one. Again, I've ordered the parts for that, and then this one should be up and running again, no dramas at all. So moving down to the shelf below, here's the very old trusty HBO Racing Pulse 4.6. Again, not sure if it runs. That's another one that we can try and start in a second. It's been sat there for a long time. I did do a video a couple of years ago on starting RC cars after a number of years. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Because I'll just try and start it. I won't make it into a big thing. This is the little truck I brought home from America. That was 10 years ago now. Again, it's just more of a, you know, sentimental thing. Then we've got this thing here, don't know what that is, and we've got this little boat which I remember being extremely fast, so lots of fun. So that pretty much is, again, let me turn this camera around, that pretty much is what I'm going to call the usable RC collection. There's a lot of stuff. I was in here the other day and I sorted it all out. There's a lot of stuff that I think I'm going to get rid of, mainly the planes, and like I said, I'll tell you why at the end. But definitely the cars, I want to keep all of these ones on the shelf, and I want to get them to a point where actually they're all working properly. So I need to do replacing the parts that need replacing, stuff like that. And I'll work through that with you guys as well. Now, the one other thing I want to keep is this plane, just because it's the only one actually that's in a good working, flyable condition at the moment. So I'm going to keep that one. Now down here, this is the stuff that I want to get rid of. I'm going to get rid of the Skymaster and the 2 night planes. These 2 like light up in the dark ones. They've got damaged in storage. Not this one. This one's got damaged in storage a little bit, and they both need a new propeller. And also the Nitro RC plane, because again this one's got damaged in storage as well. Didn't go too well. I purchased this as a little project. The engine runs, but I don't know, it just needs stuff doing to it, and to be honest, I don't really have the time. And then down there we have a little 1/10 scale. I bought that thing for parts for this one, so this car I rebuilt from scratch, and it was cheaper just to buy a cheap electric one because they share all the same parts. It's cheaper just to buy a cheap electric one and then use all the parts onto this, which I did, and that worked really well. But obviously it's just left a bare chassis down there with no suspension and various other components. So if anybody's interested in buying some of this stuff, I've just put it on eBay at the moment for a set price just for the lot. Obviously you'd need to live fairly near me because I can't start sending this amount of stuff in the post. Okay, right then, what I'm going to do now is, where are you? There you are. What we're going to do now is I'm going to drag the cars out, put them on the mat outside, get out of this spider infested environment, and then we'll have a little close look, take the body shells off, see what's underneath, see what's going on, see what we need to do. I've got a good idea anyway, and then we'll try and start up the Nanda MB5 and the Pulse 4.6, but that'll probably be in the next video. Okay, right, let's drag them over there. So here we go then. I've just brought these 3 out to start with. I won't bother taking the shells off the electric ones because they're a little bit less involved, and I know that those are okay, with the exception of the Berserker, which of course needs the part. But so we've got the Pulse 4.6. This is probably, I'm going to say 8 years old now, possibly a little bit less than that, but it's certainly not a new car. The engine, it's still standard. I think the only thing I've added to it are those shock covers there, shock socks I think they were called, which were sent to me by somebody, can't remember who, but they're really good. The suspension is pretty weak, especially on the back. I remember it's very bouncy. Is it still the same? Yeah, it's very bouncy, so I think I need to probably adjust these, and they probably even need refilling with oil and servicing, because that's very, very bouncy. And I remember that was one of the handling issues with this. It was very bouncy, and the front end, on contrary, is very, very soft, so that definitely needs a little bit of attention. Let's see if we can get the body shell off one-handed. It's very dirty. Ashamed to say that I put it away this dirty, actually. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I mean, it's very dirty, but seems okay to me. See if there's any. There's a little bit of gunky fuel in there. That's going to be an issue when we try and start it. Just try and gear mesh sounds a little bit tight, but that's not the problem today. Lots and lots of dirt inside the glow plug hole. Don't think you can see that, but yeah. So this has gone away quite dirty. However, all of the parts are there, and I'm sure after a little clean, a little touch up, I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. Air filter's dirty as well, so yeah, I'm surprised this went away quite so dirty as it did, but I'm sure there's nothing. I think it's just it's just cosmetic dirt and stuff like that. One thing that does tend to go on these cars, it's always worth checking, is these fuel tank seals. I've had a few where I've had some gaps and I've left them, and this red seal here is actually deteriorated, and then what you find is you don't get enough back pressure to force the fuel back through to the carb. So that's always something checking if you've left a car for a while. But okay, that one seems good, so let's put that one to the side for a second. Okay, next one we have is the Hubba Hyper 7, probably my favourite. This one's in a much more, yeah, much nicer on the suspension. This one's in a much cleaner condition as well by the looks of it. Let's see if we can remove the body shell of this one, see what's lurking underneath. Yeah, much cleaner. So the reason why I can't start this one today is because I replaced it with this drill start, and this garage doesn't have any electricity supply, so I can't charge any batteries to get this one going, unfortunately, but I'm sure it'll start, no issues at all. Gears sound very nice, quite clean in there, air filter's reasonable. Let's have a look inside the tank. Yeah, this one's empty, so I've obviously put a little bit more care into this one. I've got the upgraded Savok servos as well, metal geared, waterproof, I believe. Not that one. That one's standard, but that's fine. So yeah, that looks nice. I can't see anything immediately wrong with that. Probably worth just checking the brakes. Yeah, those are spot on as well. So okay, all nice with those two. Two good, definitely good. This one we are going to try and start today. Again, very clean. Let's take the body off. Yes, very clean, this one. So this is a little bit more of an entry level buggy, although I do love the little mud guards on the back there. Gears feel good. Brakes are solid. Air filter's clean. Let's have a look in the fuel tank. Ooh, there's a bit of runny fuel in this one, goodness. None of these have been started. I was looking back at the videos on the channel, and pretty much the last video you saw of these is when they were last used. So I think they were all 3 years. This one even longer, maybe 4 years, but these two definitely about 3 years since they were started, or even looked at. You know, I haven't even had the body shells off. So the only other thing to show you was this. This was from the Kyosho DBX buggy, which is chilling over there. Now, there's nothing wrong with the buggy at all. Everything works. It's purely just the engine. The on-off switch got switched off. The engine ran off, went full throttle, and snapped the com rod. So I've ordered a new com rod. We're going to replace the com rod, and I'll do all this in a video for you. I'm going to replace the com rod and then get this one back running. So then we'll have 4 cars plus that one, 5, 6, how about 7 cars on one plane, which is a pretty nice collection. And of course I can you know, perhaps even order some more, but we'll worry about that shortly. Okay, only thing left to do in this video is just have a little chat about why the channel name has changed and what the plans are coming up. So let me get into a more comfortable position and then we'll have a chat about that. Okay, so like I said at the start of the video then, those of you who are observant will notice that the channel name has changed to TheRCBiker. What does that mean? Well, basically, I love RC stuff, and you know, as I've got older, I've been riding motorbikes, and I've got a very avid interest in cars and motorbikes and performance and advanced driving. And without going into too many details, the way my life has gone, I kind of do those things for a living. So it's kind of you know, advanced performance riding, driving. What's it all about? You might not know what it's about, but just a different, more complicated, advanced way of driving and riding. But that's a big interest of mine, so I'd like to kind of share a lot of those kind of things with you guys. And I've also got a big interest in motorcycles, so I'd love to start doing some motorcycle reviews, and known as moto vlogs. So that's where you have a camera attached to your helmet and you kind of talk about different topics as you're riding around, or maybe even driving around, and also motorcycle reviews. So I'm getting in touch with a couple of bike manufacturers or dealerships locally, and just discussing with them about borrowing their demonstration bikes for the purpose of doing videos on. So it's just kind of, I hope that the two things will combine quite nicely, and I hope that we can still do some RC stuff and you guys will be happy to stick around and might even get into some of the other content that I want to put on here as well. I want to keep it all on the same channel for 2 reasons. Firstly, then I can monetize, i.e. earn money out of the video straight away rather than wait for 1,000 subscribers to build up. And secondly, I just want to keep it all in one place. I think that the two topics are similar enough to get away with doing that. You know, if I was going to start uploading photography photos of birds, I understand that's not going to go down very well for people interested in RC cars, but I'm hoping that reviews of motorcycles and that kind of stuff ties in quite nicely with RC cars, because both are incredibly fun and both are, you know, you can do videos on tinkering around with them, fixing parts and stuff like that. I've got lots lined up, but that's my plan. In regards to what I've been up to, like I said, I don't really want to go too much into what I do for work, if I'm honest. Like, I can't really, but let's just say that driving and riding are an avid interest of mine, and certainly I would like to share some of that with you guys, take you along on some trips on the bike, some tours and stuff like that. So let me know what you think about that down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video here on TheRCBiker. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and of course the bell icon to make sure you're notified of any future uploads. So what I'm going to do now is, now a little bit of time has passed on this Sunday morning, I'm going to make some noise in the neighbourhood and attempt to start, don't know if they're going to start, we're going to attempt to start the HPI Pulse and the Nanda NB5 buggy, and hopefully they'll start, and then you can watch that in another video though. Okay, take care, like me on Facebook, and please post your comments down below what your thoughts are on the future uploads. Bye for now.